this Corona from the Zoom? No. Okay, ready? Here we go. What happened? Everybody went away. Hello?
Oh, I'm here.
Oh, good.
Here.
Okay.
We're
Somehow or
here.
other, everything disappeared. I don't know what happened. 1 second. Where did everybody go? Where is everyone? Here we go. Let's go here. Oh. There it is. Just everything just went away, just faded away. Here we go. There we go. Interesting. I don't know what. All right. The revenge of the computers. Oh, there we go. Excellent. Rabbi Hanania ben Chachinai Omer said, Rabbi Hanania ben Chachinai said, no, I'm sorry, Mishnah Hay. I'm sorry, Mishnah Hay, not Mishnah Dalet. Very good. Rabbi Nechunya ben Hakana Omer, call a makabel alav ol Torah, anyone who accepts on himself the yoke of the Torah, ma'avirim mimenu ol malchut, the yoke of the kingship. In other words, the yoke of the government and derech eretz. We'll see what this means. And also making a livelihood. There was things, he doesn't have to have so much connection with the world. He can learn Torah. But call a porik mimenu ol Torah, but anyone who casts off from himself the yoke of the Torah, then he is thrown under the yoke of malchus and derech eretz, and he's going to have trouble from the government and also in worldly matters. Let's see what this means exactly. Who is this Rabbi Nechanya ben Akana? Let's look at the explanation here. 1 second. Can I a little bit up? Go, please. Go, please. There we go. Here we go. Rabbi Nechanya ben Akana was the ben Dodo. He was the son of the uncle of Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai, and he was the rabbi of Rabbi Ishmael. He had a very long life. When his pupils asked him, what gave you such long life? He said, he said, I never benefited from the shame of my fellow men. Sometimes you like to see somebody else fall down. That makes you feel better, especially if he's somebody that's your competition, or he's doing something that you would like to do, but you're afraid to do it, or you're too lazy. See the person fail, as you feel happy. He said, I never was. Now, when people learn Torah, a lot of times, people are encouraged. In a Baishan Lomet, a person that's shy can never learn. So a lot of times people would stand up and they would ask stupid questions, foolish questions. But the teachers, I just said that 15 times. Everybody would laugh, but he never would get any pleasure from the downfall of others. V'lo alta al mitati klala chaveri, and I never went to sleep being angry with my friend. V'yavater ramonani haiti, and I was, how do you say, easygoing with my money. Somebody owed me money, somebody stole money from me, I let it go. In Mesechas Brachas Shenina, in the Brachas, it says, Rabbi Nechonya ben Akana, Hayam ispalo b'kenisasa lebeis midrash b'yitziaso tefillah katzar. When he went into the Beit HaMidrash, he would make a place of learning. Rabbi Nechonya ben Akana, he would make a small prayer when he went in and when he came out. Omrullah, they said, Ma makam tefillah, what is this prayer? He said, when I come in, I pray, Shalo te'aret kalal yadi, that there shouldn't come any stumbling block because of me. Maybe I'll say something and everybody said, oh, Rabbi Nechonya said, I can do it. When I come out, when I leave the Beit HaMidrash, I thank God for my portion in life, that I was born in such a way that I was able to learn Torah and part of the Torah learning world. Rabbi Nechanya ben Akana said, call him a Kabbalah love, old Torah, anyone who accepts on himself the yoke of the Torah. What does it mean? The yoke of the Torah, lishkod, to be, how do you say, constant, learning Torah, umat b'limuda, and to be, how do you say, constant and devoted to learning the Torah. Learning the Torah. As mavirim mimenu ol malchut, is taken away from him the yoke of kingship. What does it mean? All tashlum misim v'chovot achirim shematilim al hatzibor, that is removed from him the yoke of paying taxes and other things that being taken to the army or whatever that for people. But all derech eretz, all parnasa, also making a living. She'enu tzorich la'amol harbeh. You won't have to work so much. He'll have a blessing in what he does. Lefisha machalaso mitbarachas, because his work, whatever he does, will have a blessing in it. Torah, because of the Torah that he has accepted on himself, and he's working hard at the Torah. So who nitzal mikol all, he will be exempted from any other obligations or disturbances, mikol tirdos achayim, and from any other confusion of life. He's learning Torah, so Hashem will help him. Call a perak mimenu all Torah, anyone who removes from himself the yoke of the Torah, ha'omer kasha alo Torah, says it's too hard for me to learn Torah, eini yochol lizbosovlo, I can't bear it. V'yesh meforshim, some people say shemabid zamano be'iskei ha'olam, that he loses all of his time working in the world. Ve'eno noten libo lidbonen b'Torah mitzvoteh. He doesn't give any attention to the Torah. I'm sure you all know the story. I think we even told the story with Rabbi Shimon and his pupils and the valley that he filled up with golden coins, right? Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, in a way there was never anyone greater than him. And he had pupils. It was such an honor and such an amazing, such a, how do you say, a distinction to be a Talmud, a pupil of Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. Well, one of the pupils of Rabbi Shimon, usually people who learn the Torah, usually, not always, but usually people who learn the Torah, they have good heads. They know how to think. They can use their heads very well. And some of them are also, they could be very good in business. Now, business in a way is much more challenging. It's much more challenging because you can lose big. You know, you make a wrong decision, you can lose big. And if you win, everybody respects you. You know, if you know Torah, you know a lot of Torah, who respects you, you know, and you don't get an answer right, so what did you lose, you know? No, the Torah, and the business world, it's a real, you know, it's like auto racing. Oh, there's an exciting job, huh? Be an auto racer, and you're successful, and you get a big cup, and you get this, and you win, and there's competition, and it's very difficult. But okay, after all, it's pretty stupid, and when you think about it, but on the other hand, it's very exciting. The same thing as business even more so. And not only that, you bring a lot of money home. So the pupils of Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, they saw, and one of the pupils that came back, and he had a lot of money, and they were all jealous. So Rabbi Shimon said, "Oh, you're all jealous? He said, listen, you want guys want money? Here, I'll give you what you want. I'll give you what you want. You want money?" So he took him to this big valley, and he said, "Valley, valley, fill up with gold," and it filled up with gold coins. There must have been trillions and trillions of dollars worth of coins over there. And he said, "Okay, anyone who wants a coin, just take it. You know, take even one coin, you'll be a rich man for the rest of your life. But you should know that you're going to be missing coins in the world to come." So, I mean, on one hand, they could say, okay, you know, take a couple coins, what's the big deal? And who cares about the world to come? You know, I mean, all we want to do is serve God in this world. We'll have coins, and we can serve God better. And, you know, so we're missing something in the world to come. But all of them realized suddenly that what Rabbi Shimon did want them to do was to learn Torah, and that was worth more than all the world to come and all of the coins and all the whole business. So they didn't take it. But sometimes it's very, very difficult, very, very common, especially nowadays, and for people to say, you know, I'll be a businessman. What do I have to learn the Torah all the time for? It's rare to find somebody who learns Torah and is involved in business also at the same time. So that's what Rabbi Nechonya ben Akana is saying, that if you cast off the yoke of Torah, then there's going to be more and more, you find more and more obligations in the physical world. And also it says, when God does the will of, when the Jewish people do the will of God, other people do their work for them. Like it says, that strangers, non-Jews, will stand and do the work for you. Which I don't think there's the non-Jews are looking for work. You're looking for work. That way, you should know that this idea of the non-Jews working for the Jews, and that's going to be the ultimate goal. Well, I mean, one of the big drawing, like you had the Korach. One of the big, how do you say, incentives for communism was that everyone is going to work. You're all going to work. That was one of the big, how do you say, klafian, what do they say, the trump cards of communism. And communism, everyone is going to work. No one will be lazy. Everyone's going to work, and you'll all feel so fulfilled because you're working for the whole, you're working for everyone. Everyone is benefiting. Everyone, work. The best thing in the world is to work. Well, I mean, they got a good point, and it also touched a very deep point in everybody's soul. I'm going to work. I don't know if it's that way nowadays. These people now, there's anarchists and those people. But that was a big thing of communism. Work. People want to work. People want to work. So it says, when the Jews do what Hashem wants, there's going to be a lot of work for everybody. It says, even strangers will stand up and they will shepherd your sheep. Right? There's a lot of shepherds that are out of work now. And when the Jews do what God wants, is they'll all have work. U'bnei nechar acharichem u'v'kol mechem. And non-Jews, they will be your farmers and your, people who work in your vineyards. Va'atem kohani Hashem tikreu. And you will be the priests of God. In Israel, when the Jews don't want to do the will of God, then they have to do all the work themselves. And not only that, Ella, they go and do other people's work. Like it says, since you did not, this is one of the part of the curses in Parshas Kitavo, because you did not serve God with a good heart and a good heart, mirov call from the great abundance as avadat tevecha. So you want to leave the Torah, you'll get a good job working in Ford's factory or something. But Odom, when it said, a person that wants to work, can you scroll this down, please? A person that wants to work in derech eretz, a person that wants to work in the world, nostim lo sheyomo b'derech eretz, then he's given an opportunity. If he's lucky, he'll find work. Allah v'kasuv, like it says, ki adam la'amo yulad. It says that man was born to work. Right? What were men? A person who wants to feel worthwhile. You're worthwhile when you contribute something to somebody. Lama davar, what is it similar? Le node to a flask, like a thermos bottle. Shenit malay mind, did you fill it with water? The nishpach v'holachlo. And you pour it all out. Achar afterwards, ein benod klum, it's thirsty, where's my water? You just poured it out. Torah, a person, that's what it means. If you want to work, you're given work. But after a while, you'll see that you're not full of anything. You haven't got any Torah. A person that wants to work in Torah, Torah, then it's given him that he can work in Torah. And on it says, Nefesh amal amla lo. It says in Mishle, a soul for work works for him, for Hashem. Ki akaf alav pihu. Because here it says, Ki she pihu kofeu v'tovea lo meichel as amlo omadlo. And when a person wants to eat, then all the work that he's done will be beneficial to him if he'll have what to eat. V'yochal mash omo kavar, and then he will eat what he has already worked for. So if he's worked learning Torah, so now when he needs spiritual things, so he'll have spiritual benefits. Lama davar doma, what is it similar to? La askufa tachtona shekol dashimbo, like the lower, let's say the placemat, the mat in front of the house, in front of the door, that everybody walks on it. Kacha loma Torah, also a person that learns Torah and teaches it to others, that everyone notnim or everyone nanim, everyone gets pleasure from him. There's a person that sits and he learns Torah and he teaches Torah, so then he benefits himself, he benefits others, and also God will benefit him. He'll make it easier for him to make money. I mean, I'm just telling you my personal thing. When I lived in Bnei Brak for a while, I lived there 4 years after I got married. And there I learned in kollels. Learned in a bunch of kollels. And the kollels, you got like almost nothing. You got $100 a month, $200 a month, peanuts, what it was over there. And from that little bit of money, and my wife almost didn't work. My wife was a lecturer, but didn't have that much work. And from the little bit of money that we got, almost all of the books that I have in my house, I bought back then. And we got along. We raised 2 children, and 2 children in Bnei Brak. And everything was, in other words, Hashem does exist, and Hashem does really do what we say in Birkat HaMazon, Zan u'Mafarnes Lakal, Meiti Lakal. Hashem really does provide for everybody. And if the Jewish people do what he wants, is that Hashem helps you. It's not saying you shouldn't work at all, but the work that you do will have a much better produce, and the small amount that you do make, the small profit you do make, is it'll go a longer way. You'll have more money for charity. It's really quite amazing, but that's how the world works. Shakal ovrim alav, then you will be like the door, there's a word for it, I don't know how you call it in English. Anyway, like the doormat. It's really not the doormat, it's the lower part of the door that everybody goes over and everybody enjoys it, right? That's the way you go in. Ke'ilu hakol yoshvim b'tzilo, it's as though everyone is in your shade. Ukaner she'osem orenayim l'rabim, you become like a light for many people. You give an idea of Torah. It's a novel thing in this confused and dark world, selfish world. Torah is the light of the world. Okay, let's learn a little bit of talking about Torah. We'll learn a little bit about milk and meat.